My dearest child, you found this message because I, Archangel Michael, need to tell you something that will completely change how you see your life. It was no coincidence that your eyes fell upon these words at this precise moment. I brought you here because there's a hidden truth that needs to be revealed, a truth about everything you've lost, every tear shed unseen, every sleepless night spent wondering why so much pain found its way to you. I know exactly what happened to you. I know about the betrayals that cut you to your core, the people you loved who vanished when you needed them most. I know about the broken promises, the shattered dreams, the opportunities that slipped through your fingers when you were almost reaching them. I saw everything, my child, and not only saw, but held every detail close to my heart. You spent months, perhaps even longer, trying to rebuild something within you that felt utterly destroyed. You woke up each morning with that weight on your chest, that feeling of something missing, as if an important part of who you were had been ripped away without your permission. And that's precisely what happened. It wasn't just a relationship ending, a job lost, or a friendship dissolving. It was a part of your essence, your confidence, your ability to believe that good things could still happen. While you struggled to keep your head held high, while you forced smiles to avoid worrying those around you, I was right there beside you, guarding your faith when it was hanging by a thread, protecting your heart when it bled silently, sustaining your hope when it seemed to have died completely. You didn't know it, but I never abandoned you for even a second. Now write in the comments, "My soul shines with a divine light that nothing can extinguish." By doing so, you activate an inner flame that burns away any negativity around you. What I'm about to reveal will surprise you. You blamed yourself for things that weren't your responsibility. You thought you might have done something wrong, that you weren't good enough, that you deserved everything that was happening. But I need you to understand something fundamental. What happened to you wasn't punishment. It wasn't because you were unworthy. It wasn't because the universe was against you. It was because there were people around you who failed to recognize the treasure they held in their hands. You gave your all in relationships that didn't deserve even a fraction of your love. You invested energy in people who only knew how to take, never to give back. You trusted those whose hearts were closed to the truth you represented. And while you gave completely, these people simply took what they needed and moved on as if you were disposable. But what those people didn't know is that when someone hurts one of my protégés, when someone breaks the heart of someone I love, that person awakens my sacred fury, and my justice, my dear child, never fails. Everything that was unjustly taken from you, everything stolen from your life without your permission, everything you cried over thinking you'd never get back, is returning now in a way you can't even imagine. It won't just be the replacement of what was lost. It will be the multiplication, the transformation, the elevation of everything that was once yours. Because when I restore someone's life, I don't do it halfway. I don't give crumbs. I don't just give the basics. I deliver abundance. I deliver glory. I deliver an improved version of everything that was lost. The eyes that saw you cry will see you smiling with a happiness they never imagined existed. The people who ignored you when you needed support will watch from afar as you experience moments of pure joy they only dreamed of having. Those who thought you wouldn't be able to get back up will be speechless seeing the strength that sprung from within you. Because the pain you felt wasn't in vain, my child. It taught you to recognize who truly deserves to be in your life. It showed you that your happiness cannot depend on people who don't know how to value what they receive. It made you discover an inner strength you didn't even know you had, a capacity to resist that came directly from heaven to your heart. And if this message has touched your heart in some way, if something here resonated with what you're feeling right now, I want to ask you for a kind gesture. Click "I really appreciate this" to support this message. That's how we can continue bringing words of healing, revelation, and hope to those who need to hear them most. Now write in the comments, "I am guided, protected, and strengthened by the angels of good." To receive this strength in your life, this affirmation seals your energy with celestial power. From here on, nothing will be the same. You spent sleepless nights wondering if you would ever be able to trust someone again. You questioned whether you were still capable of loving without fear, if you still had the courage to dream without having nightmares. These questions were natural, my dear, because when our soul is deeply wounded, our first reaction is to protect ourselves, to build walls around our hearts so that the pain doesn't repeat itself. But I'm here to tell you it's time to tear down those walls. Not because you'll expose yourself to danger again, but because I will teach you to discern between those who deserve your trust and those who are merely passing through your life. I'll give you such a finely tuned emotional radar that you'll be able to feel in your bones when someone approaches with good intentions and when someone comes only to take advantage. The scars on your heart aren't signs of weakness. They're battle scars of someone who fought and survived. Each one tells a story of resilience, of faith, of refusing to give up even when everything seemed lost. And now these scars will transform into symbols of your victory, because you'll realize that everything that almost destroyed you actually prepared you for something much greater. I saw you cry in the bathroom, hidden so no one would notice. I saw you pretend everything was all right while inside you felt like you were falling apart. I saw you pray, asking only for the strength to endure one more day, without even dreaming that something better could come. And each of those tears, each of those silent prayers, each of those moments of despair were registered in heaven as seeds of a miracle. Now is the time of harvest, my child. The time for you to receive not only what you lost, but so much more. You will gain people who will truly love you, opportunities that will completely fulfill you, experiences that will heal even the deepest wounds of your past. And when all this starts to happen, you'll understand why you had to go through that difficult phase first. If you've come this far, if you've managed to resist everything that tried to break you, it's because there's something very special reserved for you. Something that only strong people like you are capable of receiving and appreciating correctly. Prepare your heart, because what's coming will surpass your most optimistic expectations. You know that feeling of emptiness that took over your chest after everything collapsed? That hole that seemed impossible to fill. That impression that an important part of you had died along with everything that ended. I want you to know that this emptiness didn't come to destroy you. It came to be filled with something infinitely better than what left. All this time you felt incomplete, waking up with the feeling that something was missing. I was preparing behind the scenes a surprise that will completely transform your reality. I was moving people, creating situations, aligning circumstances so that at the right moment, you would receive not only what you lost, but an elevated, purified, blessed version of it all. Write in the comments, "Where light dwells, no shadow remains." This is your invisible shield against everything that has tried to stop you until now. Now take a deep breath, because the next revelation will move you. The people who hurt you didn't know they were messing with someone who has heavenly protection. They didn't imagine that each of your tears was seen by me, that every injustice committed against you was being recorded in the book of divine justice. They thought they could use you and then discard you as if you were worthless, as if your feelings didn't matter, as if your pain was irrelevant. But I need to tell you a secret. No one hurts with impunity those I protect. Justice may be slow, it may seem like it will never arrive, but when it does, it comes complete, perfect, irreversible. And it's not a justice of vengeance, it's a justice of restoration. While those who hurt you will face the consequences of their own actions, you will be elevated to a level you never imagined you could reach. You tried to save relationships that were already dead. You fought to keep up situations that I myself wanted to end, because I knew they were hurting you. You insisted on people who had already decided to abandon you but didn't have the courage to tell the truth. And while you wore yourself out trying to hold on to what couldn't be saved, I was preparing something new, something that would be 1,000 times better for you. Now write in the comments, "The light that guides me is stronger than any darkness." This affirmation seals your courage, your faith, and your spiritual rebirth. Continuing the message, there were times when you thought you had lost the ability to be happy, that you looked in the mirror and didn't recognize the person who was there, because the pain had changed your face, your expression, your way of seeing life so much. You wondered if you would ever smile again, if you could ever feel that lightness you had before everything fell apart. I'm here to give you the answer. Not only will you smile again, you will discover a kind of joy you didn't even know existed. A happiness that doesn't depend on anyone but yourself. an inner peace that no storm can shake, a self-confidence that will make you invincible in the face of any challenge. The losses taught you lessons that only those who go through great trials can learn. They showed you that you are much stronger than you imagined, that your faith is much more solid than it seemed, that your heart has a much greater capacity to love than you suspected. And now you will use all this to build a completely new life. You're not just going to recover what you lost. You're going to gain things you never even knew you could dream of. People who will love you exactly as you are. Opportunities that will awaken talents you didn't know you possessed. Experiences that will heal even the oldest wounds of your soul. And when all this starts to happen, you'll realize it was all worth it. My dear, I want to tell you about something that's happening right now as you listen to these words. There's a movement in the spiritual world, a reorganization of forces, a realignment of energies that's directly connected to your life. Angels are being sent, paths are being opened, the right people are being guided to you. You know those moments when you feel an inexplicable shiver, a strange sensation that something is changing around you, even though everything seems the same. That's not your imagination, my child. It's a sign that the invisible world is moving in your favor, that powerful forces are working to transform your reality definitively. And if you felt this message touched you deeply, remember, supporting this mission is also an act of love. If you feel it in your heart, click "I really appreciate this" so that more people can receive words that save, comfort, and awaken. Write in the comments, "I am protected by invisible forces working in my favor." This opens the pathways for the angels to act even more powerfully in your life. And now comes something you desperately need to know. During all these months when you felt alone, when you had the impression that no one understood you, that no one could see your pain, you weren't truly alone. I was there guarding your sleep when nightmares tried to torment you. I was holding your hand when you cried, whispering words of comfort in your ear even when you couldn't hear them. And it wasn't just me. There were other angels around you, creating a protective circle, preventing the pain from being even greater than it was, preventing you from making decisions that could harm you further. How many times were you about to do something out of desperation, and something inexplicable stopped you? How many times did you feel like giving up on everything, and a mysterious force gave you the courage to continue? That force was us. You went through a purification process, my dear. Like gold that needs to pass through fire to reveal its full brilliance, you had to cross that valley of tears to discover who you truly are, beneath all the masks you wore to please others. And what you discovered was an incredible woman, strong, courageous, capable of loving deeply even after being deeply hurt. Now write in the comments, "My steps are guided by footprints of light left by the angels." This aligns your path with the divine plan and removes invisible obstacles. Continuing, because there's something urgent you need to know. The people who abandoned you when you needed them most did so because they lacked the emotional capacity to accompany you on your journey of growth. They were used to a version of you who didn't question, who didn't demand, who didn't expect reciprocity. When you began to awaken to your own worth, when you began to realize that you deserved more than crumbs of affection, they got scared and preferred to run away. But this was a blessing in disguise, my child, because if they had stayed, you would never have discovered your true strength. You would never have learned to be self-sufficient. You would never have developed that emotional independence that is now one of your greatest qualities. They left your life to make room for people who will know how to recognize and value who you have become. What's coming into your life now has no comparison to what's gone. I'm talking about relationships based on mutual respect, true admiration, genuine reciprocity. I'm talking about professional opportunities that will utilize all your talents, that will give you the recognition you've always deserved. I'm talking about experiences that will awaken a version of you that you didn't even know existed. And most importantly, you will receive all this knowing how to appreciate, knowing how to care, knowing that you won't accept less than you deserve. The pain taught you to have standards, showed you how to identify what is real and what is illusion, gave you a wisdom that only those who have gone through the fire can possess. My dearest child, there's something I need to reveal to you about those tears you shed in silence, about those prayers you offered in secret, about those cries for help that came from your heart, even when your voice couldn't utter them. Each of these manifestations of your pain reached me not as an unanswered lament, but as a powerful prayer that moved the heavens. You can't imagine the power of a tear shed by someone wronged. You have no idea of the power carried by a prayer, made by someone whose heart is broken but still chooses to trust. Your silent pleas awakened in me such deep compassion that I mobilized legions of angels to work in your favor. Write in the comments, "I am a sacred temple where only thoughts of light dwell." This purifies your mind of any shadow and installs thoughts of power and hope. What the angels will reveal now is liberating. While you thought your prayers weren't being heard, while you questioned whether it was still worth believing, I was orchestrating behind the scenes a complete turnaround in your life that, when it happens, you will be absolutely certain it was a heavenly intervention. There will be no denying it, no attributing it to coincidence or chance. You've been prepared for this. Have you ever felt like you were shouting into the void, like your words were lost in the air, going nowhere? In truth, every word you spoke echoed in heaven like thunder. Every plea was received as a sacred command. And I, Archangel Michael, took each of your supplications as a personal mission. Now write in the comments, "My gratitude is a prayer that echoes in the heavens." This gesture of acknowledgement multiplies your blessings and opens paths that seemed impossible. Now see what's coming your way. Those sleepless nights you spent agonizing over what you could have done differently, where you went wrong, how you could have avoided so much pain. Those nights weren't wasted. During each one, I was by your side, collecting each of your tears like precious pearls, transforming each of your doubts into seeds of wisdom. You were being prepared, my dear. Every challenge you faced, every disappointment you lived through, every door that slammed in your face was shaping you for something far greater than you could see at the time. It was like you were in an intensive spiritual boot camp, learning lessons only those with a special purpose need to master. And now that the preparation is over, now that you've absorbed all the wisdom you needed to absorb, it's time for the reward. It's time for you to discover why you had to go through all of that, why you were chosen for such a challenging yet transformative journey. Write in the comments, "I dance in the rain of blessings the angels shower upon me." This elevates your vibration and attracts even more heavenly graces. Prepare your heart, because what I'm about to tell you will make you smile. What you're about to receive isn't just the restoration of what you lost. It's a complete elevation of your standard of living, your level of happiness, the quality of your relationships. You'll look in the mirror in a few months and won't believe the transformation that has taken place, not just outwardly, but especially inwardly. Your self-esteem will be so solid that no criticism will be able to shake you. Your inner peace will be so profound that no storm will be able to destabilize you. Your self-confidence will be so unshakable that you will face any challenge with the certainty that you have the capacity to overcome it. And the people around you will notice this change. They'll comment on the different sparkle in your eyes, the renewed energy you carry, the strength that emanates from your presence. Because when someone goes through what you've been through and emerges victorious on the other side, that person carries a special light that's impossible to ignore. My dearest daughter, now I need to tell you something that will deeply move your heart. During all this time when you felt abandoned, rejected, as if you had no value to anyone, someone was watching you from afar, someone who was waiting for the right moment to enter your life definitively. I'm not just talking about a romantic relationship, although that could also be part of what's coming. I'm talking about people, situations, opportunities that were waiting for you to reach the exact point of emotional and spiritual maturity needed to receive them correctly. And if you felt peace in your heart listening to this message, click "I really appreciate this" to support us. This way, more people will receive these words that the angels send to heal the soul. Write in the comments, "My soul recognizes the voice of the angels in every whisper of the wind." This amplifies your ability to receive heavenly messages and divine signs. Pay attention, because what I'm about to reveal is a direct sign for you. You know how sometimes you feel an inexplicable nostalgia, a longing for something you don't quite know what it is, as if you were remembering a forgotten dream. That's not melancholy, my dear. It's your soul recognizing that it's getting close to finding what has always been rightfully yours, what was destined to be part of your story from the beginning. During these difficult months, while you cried for those who abandoned you, while you lamented lost opportunities, I was working silently to connect you with people and situations far better than those that are gone. I was aligning the stars, moving hearts, creating encounters that will completely change the course of your life. Now write in the comments, "I bloom like a sacred rose in the garden of angels." This statement awakens your inner beauty and attracts true love into your life. Take a deep breath, because what comes next will move you. That person who will truly love you, who will know how to appreciate every piece of your heart, who will treat you like the princess you always were but were never recognized as, that person already exists. And not only does that person exist, but they are being prepared to meet you at the perfect moment. They are going through their own maturation processes to be worthy of the love you deserve to receive. The professional opportunities that will recognize your talent, that will give you the stage you've always deserved, that will transform your passion into prosperity. These opportunities are already being developed. Influential people are already being directed to you. Strategic doors are already being unlocked. Paths are already being illuminated. And you know what's most beautiful about all this? You'll receive all this by being exactly who you are. You won't have to pretend. You won't have to diminish yourself. You won't have to hide your opinions or feelings to be accepted, because the people and situations I'm preparing for you are compatible with your true essence. Write in the comments, "My heart beats to the rhythm of celestial peace." This harmonizes your energy with the angel's frequency and dissolves any emotional turbulence. What I'm about to tell you will soothe your soul. You will remember this moment in the future. You will remember being here listening to these words, and you will smile thinking about how worried you were about things that resolved themselves in a way far more beautiful than you imagined. You will realize that all that anxiety, all that pain, all that fear was unnecessary, because I had already planned everything in minute detail. The scars that remain on your heart will transform into symbols of your victory. Each one will tell a story of overcoming, of faith, of refusing to give up even when everything seemed lost. And when people going through difficult times seek you out for advice, you will be able to look into their eyes and say with authority, "I know how it feels. I went through it, and I can guarantee you it gets better." Your story of pain will transform into a story of redemption that will inspire many people. Your journey of tears will become a testament of faith that will touch hearts and awaken hope in those who had lost the will to believe. You will discover that everything you experienced had a much greater purpose than you imagined. My dear daughter, we have reached the most important moment of this conversation. I brought you here to give you not only words of comfort, but to give you a spiritual key that will completely transform your reality from now on. This key is not something you need to earn or deserve. It's a gift that I, Archangel Michael, am placing directly in your hands. During all these months when you wondered if it was worth continuing the fight, if there was still hope for your life, if you could recover from everything that crumbled, I was preparing this special gift. A gift that will make you understand that every tear shed, every sleepless night, every moment of despair, were actually investments in a glorious future that was being built for you. Write in the comments, "I am a pure channel of divine love and light." This affirmation awakens your true essence and attracts miracles into your life. Prepare yourself, because the next revelation is powerful. Now I want you to close your eyes for a moment and feel my presence all around you. Feel the powerful energy emanating from these words, the strength being transmitted directly from heaven to your heart. This is not an ordinary message, my dear. It's a divine intervention disguised as human words. From this moment on, I declare broken all the curses that have been cast against your life, all the negative words that have been spoken about you, all the envious glances that tried to diminish you, all the heavy energies that have been sent your way are being dissolved right now by my power. You are being cleansed, purified, shielded against any evil that tries to approach. Write in the comments, "The gates of heaven open for me with every breath." This establishes a direct bridge between you and the celestial plane, allowing blessings to flow freely. Now pay attention to what the angels whisper. I also declare open all the paths that were blocked in your life. All the doors that seemed definitively closed are being unlocked at this very moment. All the opportunities that seemed to have passed forever are returning in an even better version. Everything you thought you had definitively lost is returning transformed, multiplied, blessed. Your love life, which seemed to have come to an end, is about to be reborn in a way that will surpass all your most optimistic dreams. Your professional life, which seemed stagnant, is about to take off in a way that will surprise you. Your emotional health, which seemed irreparably shaken, is being restored right now from the inside out. And more than that, I declare activated upon you the permanent protection of the angels. From now on, you no longer walk alone. Wherever you go, we will go with you. Whatever you do, we will be supervising. Whoever tries to harm you will have to face our sacred fury. Whoever tries to deceive you will be exposed before they can hurt you. Now write in the comments, "My faith is my shield, my prayer is my sword of light." This activates your spiritual armor and makes you invincible against any evil. What I am about to reveal will strengthen you even more. My dear, I need you to understand something fundamental. You are not an ordinary person. You were chosen for a special mission in this life, and for that reason you had to go through trials that ordinary people do not go through. You had to develop a strength that ordinary people do not have. You had to learn lessons that ordinary people do not learn. And now that your preparation is complete, now that you have acquired all the necessary wisdom, it is time for you to fulfill your purpose. Not only to receive the blessings that I have prepared for you, but to become a channel of blessings for other people who are going through what you went through. Your story of overcoming will inspire multitudes. Your testimony of faith will awaken hope in hearts that had given up. Your ability to love even after being hurt will show the world that there are still true people, people who know the real value of love. If you have reached the end of this message, if you have been able to absorb every word I have said, it is because you truly are one of my chosen ones, and as such, you now receive my special blessing, that your life be a reflection of celestial glory, that your days be filled with peace and joy, that your relationships be based on true love, that your achievements surpass even your most ambitious dreams. Before we say goodbye, I want to extend a special invitation. If this message touched your heart, if you felt it wasn't a coincidence that you found your way here, if you recognized your own story in my words, I invite you to become part of this spiritual family forming around this channel. Tap the notification bell so you'll always receive the messages I have for you. Because this won't be the last time we speak, my dear. Whenever you need guidance, comfort, a reminder of your worth and purpose, I'll be here with new words of light for your heart. And in the comments, I want you to share with me and our entire community how this message impacted your life. Share your story, talk about what you learned. Tell us about the signs you're already starting to receive that things are truly changing for you. Your experience might be exactly what someone else needs to hear to keep going. Always remember, you are loved, you are protected, you are blessed. And from today forward, your life will never be the same. I, Archangel Michael, have decreed it, and it is done. With all my celestial love, Archangel Michael.